Buzz's Retirement Garage. I'm Buzz, and if you haven't seen me before, raise your hand. Now, there's a few of you out there. So, we do retirement videos here on this channel, and we talk about the things that, affect retired people's lives and people who are about to retire. We have a great community of people, so if you haven't subscribed, give us a like and a subscribe, and you'll see some of the things we talk about. Today's video is going to be about every 3 months I do a breakdown of where my money is. Now, if you haven't seen me before, my wife and I are both retired. Like I said, I just turned 65, but I retired at the end of 2023. And my thought process was to retire on Social Security only. Now, that's not for the faint of heart, okay? And it's probably not wise to retire on Social Security alone unless you have some savings to back it up, which we do. But our goal is to trim our expenses and keep it within the income that we both receive from Social Security. And in 2024, we spent about $900 over for the entire year, $900 over the income that we had from Social Security, which was about $45,340, give or take. So for this year, we're trying to do the same thing, and hopefully we're going to be successful, but we know we didn't, in 2024, we didn't have any major expenses like HVAC or a car or anything crazy like that. But we're debt-free. We pay our bills on credit card, and then we pay those within 30 days. So we're not paying for any interest to any credit cards or anything like that. So it's been successful for us so far. But again, we only have 1 year under our belt, so it's a little bit early to tell what's going to happen. But if you want to, check out the videos on our Social Security. I do about the end of the month, I'll do a video on where we're at with Social Security. As a matter of fact, here's the board that we use, which breaks down our numbers. So it's all of our expenses, and we break it down. And it's nice to have videos out there with people who are kind of real, show what their expenses are, show where they're at. So today's video is going to be about where we have our money and what percentages we have, etc. I'm not going to give you the total figure. I know Dwayne over at Retire Early 500K, he gives you a breakdown of his money. But I won't do that. But I will tell you where I'm at with percentages, okay? And where I have my stuff at. And I welcome comments, criticism, suggestions about what I should do, because I don't have an investment planner. I don't have anybody watching over my money except for me. I don't try to get too crazy. I get crazy on some things, but I don't try to get too crazy on what we do. And at 65, which, like I said, I just turned 65 in January, it's time to start looking at the percentages, as you'll see, to get them into a more, I would call it static or stationary, like CDs and bonds and stuff like that. I need to start getting back into that, and you'll see from this breakdown. So if you can see this, and I'll bring it up a little bit closer so you can see where we're at. Get that glare off of there and kind of straighten it out here, okay? So you can look at the board or my face, either one. But so in our accounts, we have an E-Trade account where 42% of our money is at. We have cash CDs, which 21% of our money is at. And mutual funds through principal is 37%. Okay? So the breakdowns, TFSL, you can see under E-Trade. TFSL is one of my favorite stocks. It's a bank. It's local to Cleveland. They do have a few branches, and I think in Florida and some other places. But this is interest income, and it's got a high interest a high yield, dividend yield, I should say. And so we have 25% of our money in there out of that account. Out of that 42%, we have 25.5% in TFSL. And I'm not going to get into all the, you can look them up. I'm not a financial advisor. This is just what I do, what we do, what the Buzz family does, right? Buzz's Retirement Garage, that's what we do. Right or wrong, don't copy it. Don't try to do the same things I do, because it might not work out for you. So GMGI, that's the next one. That is a total flyer. They make money, but their stock is right around, it's under $2 right now, but it's been as high as $6. And when it got up to $6, I was able to sell a lot of it. And I've been buying back in because I think it'll hit $6 again. So this is a flyer. This is something that really I shouldn't, at 65 years old, I shouldn't be dealing with. But I'm still invested into that. As you can see, 13% of that 42% is into GMGI. They make money. So eventually, hopefully, that stock's going to get back up there again, and I'll be sitting pretty. It's not a dividend stock, but this is one of those wait and sees and cross your fingers, right? SCHD, if you're doing any kind of financial stuff, you know about SCHD, an ETF that has, I think, 100 companies, and you can look it up again. It's got a small dividend yield, I think 3 point something. ET, Energy Transfer, 12 point, what does that say? 12.3%, right. 12.3% net. I'm still investing more into ET. It's got a nice dividend yield, and it's been doing really well. JEPQ, so another ETF that has a good dividend yield, and you can see I'm 4.4%. A new addition to the Buzz Retirement Garage is SPYI, 4.4%. Maine, some of you have that, 3%. QQQI is another new addition, 2.4%. And another flyer, and you can really get people crazy by talking about yield max funds, but I do have a small position, 2% in Connie. And that's just my top holdings. I do have others, but I won't get into all of them because my whiteboard's not big enough. So in 2024, I have a Roth. I've combined it all here, but I have a Roth IRA, which I fund first with my YouTube income. So you can't fund a Roth IRA unless you have income, earned income. So my YouTube income goes into the Roth. The rest of my income until I max out. And then if I max out my IRA, my Roth IRA, then I move it into the stock market. So my Roth for 2024 did 34.14%, which wasn't too bad. That's for 2024. My stocks did 7.18%, so not very good. That's really low, so it just tells me that I'm not good at buying certain stocks. And so anyway, we'll have to improve on that. Always continual improvement, right? Cash and CDs, 21%. So I have CDs with TFSL, Third Federal Savings and Loan. And right now their CD is 3.916. I rounded it up to 4%. So I have that in there right now, and some cash with, in my checking accounts and stuff like that. So 21% is there where I could grab it if I need it, right? The mutual funds through Principal, that was my last employer. I should say an employer from 20 years ago. I've left it in there. I haven't taken it out. I can't contribute to it, so I just let it alone. I can move stuff around inside the funds, inside the Principal account, but I choose to just leave it alone and just let it grow or do whatever it's going to do. So that's 37% of our money, and it's in large cap S&P 500. So for 2024, well, 77% of that 37% is in the large cap S&P 500 index. and that had a gain of about 20% for me. And the mid cap is the balance of the 23%. Okay. And that for 2024, that was 13.7 something percent. Yeah, 13.7%. Okay. So not bad, not great. I've seen people do 30, 35%. I'm not high into tech stocks, which really took off in 2024. But that's kind of where we're at right now. So like I said, every 3 months, I'll kind of lay this out. But what we're going to do for this year, for 2025, we're going to go ahead and move some of that. Because I have to open some IRAs, a SEP IRA and another IRA, and probably a spousal IRA, to move 2024 income, keep it into 2024, because I was on being retired at 63, right? 63 in 10 months, I had to take the ACA plan. So by taking the ACA plan, any money that I made on YouTube, which I do have a video out there about how much I made, and that total was $18,500 for 2024, which is pretty good. I don't think I'll get that again this year, but for 2024, that wasn't too bad. So I need to take that income and move it into, and shield it. So my MAGI on my income tax will show less income, because if I put it in a 401k, from what I understand, basically my income sheet will not show it as income, so to speak. I know I'm confusing that issue, but I think some of you know what I'm talking about. So anyway, that's what we're doing here at this channel. And again, if you're available on Saturday nights, stop by at 7 p.m. and we have a great group of people here. And I got my Bourbon Street mug. So for the Super Bowl for tomorrow, who you going for? That'll be our topic tonight, that's for sure. And anyway, that's where we're at for this 3-month review. Any questions, comments, concerns? Am I foolish? Am I doing all right? Throw it out there. Buzz's skin is thick. He can handle it. Take care. We'll see you again in 3 months for this type of video. Later.